had to take care of a bill, but I got it taken care of. Hopefully people are going to be showing up here soon. I don't know what's going on. Please be up. But here we go. Hopefully this will work. I'm not sure, but I'm still working on it. I'm not sure about everything, so I'm working on it. Okay, I'm sorry, just sharing some things out. You may see me eating some food here because I haven't really eaten yet. I'm just got home right before this everything, and I had to pay my freaking bill for Streamlabs, and I haven't had a chance to really do much. So I'm working on it. Good evening, folks. This is Colin from Kincaid Outdoors. I hope everybody is doing well. I have a couple of finds that I have acquired over the last week or so. One is an archery find, and I think it's really, really, really freaking cool. The other is more of a backpacking find. It's from the Wells Thrift Market, which is like Goodwill. So for those people who don't know what it is, it's a little small, lesser known thing. And yeah, I'll be explaining that as soon as we get some more people in here and showing off what I got. So if you guys see me eating, I apologize. This is my supper. I have not had a chance to have anything as of yet. And if anybody is having, I'm having fish. Please forgive me. Okay, here goes, folks. Hope everybody's doing well. This is, like I said, this is Colin from Kincaid Outdoors. I am coming to you from Newton, Iowa. I don't have anybody in at the moment, but I'm hoping that someone will show up soon, even though I just shared it out. I'll do another double share just to be on the safe side. I hope my picture actually shows up because I'm having trouble with my pictures. And I'm not sure why it's not working, so bear with me here. I don't know what's going on. I'm hoping this works. It's been a while since I've done this. So, I have been getting ready for some more finds and stuff like that. For something else I'm doing. So it's going to be interesting to see. There's other project that's personal. It has nothing to do with you guys, but I'm working something on. So if I'm drinking milk, so bear with me. Oh man, usually we have some people in by now. I feel a little lonely out here, folks. Well, I'm showing one person in the chat. I'm not sure if you're lurking or what. Please say hi if you're here. I greatly appreciate it. If anything, I can do a food review on the place I just got. It's from a fish and chip truck that travels all throughout multiple states. It's called Off the Hook, and it's great fish and chips. So just right now, it's just you, me, and no one else. Try this again. So I'm working on it. I don't know what's going on. I'm on at the right time. This is Tuesday, right? Yes, it's Tuesday at my normal time. So until someone shows up, I'll be here reviewing the fish and chips from Off the Hook Fish and Chips. Like I said, it's a food truck from the local. They run all over Iowa and other places throughout the United States. And I've seen their food truck multiple times. And their chips are pretty decent. Fairly good sized pieces too. So let's see. I'll show you some of the pieces here. This is one of the. Look at that. It's bigger than my hand. That's not to say about the pieces of cod. This is line caught cod. No, I don't put any balsamic vinegar or anything like that on it, but I do use tartar sauce. And no, I will not be able to eat all of this. If I get into the second half of the second one, I'll be doing good. But you check them out online. They're on Facebook. Off the Hook. It's a food truck, and they come only rarely in this area. So good on them for Off the Hook fish and chips. Now, for those people who are not here yet, I've got a challenge coming up that's going to be going on at the Watch Your County Flea Market, which is going to be about 3 weeks. And myself, my son Ian, and Rob from Cornfed Experience are going to be building a $100 bug out bag. Now, most people realize bug out bags are not just for when the end of the world. There could be for a situation where you're forced to be leaving your home it could be for an extended period of time if you really want to count it that way. But you can also use it for other reasons, but whether your house catches fire, that kind of thing, and you would keep something in there other than a lot of stuff you hear about normally. But the one thing I would suggest is you keep digital copies of all your important paperwork, from your birth certificates, from your dental insurance, your house insurance, car insurance, licenses, anything you might need, your marriage certificates, any important paperwork. And you keep them on a digital flash drive. That way, in case something happens, you have a copy of it. And that way, you can continue to live your life without having to worry about, do I have that documentation for this, documentation for that. And right now, this is what, a bug out bag is good for both fire, tornado, floods, anything that requires you to be forced from your home. Not necessarily end of the world situations, but that's just one of the more real world practical reasons. If you guys are ever showing up, I will get in more into that. Hopefully we'll get some people in here soon. I will double check my thing. I'm supposed to be live, and I am live. And let me check my schedule. Yeah. Yes, I am. So I'm not sure what's going on. Um, Hopefully, we can find out where everybody is. There might be somebody else doing live on another channel, which is entirely probable. That's probably more important than I am right now. So let's see what's going on, see if there's anybody else live that's taking precedence, which I can totally get it. Really, I do. So let's just hope for the best. Um, I don't know if anybody is. I don't see anybody doing anything under lives. Um, let's see here. There's a live button. I'm not sure who would be live right now, but besides me, but I'm sure there's probably some other places more popular than I am going live right now, unless somebody's watching something else. Right now, there's a couple things going on, so who knows? I don't see anybody at this time, but I am still doing my best. You okay?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I couldn't finish the fish and chips.
Yeah, I probably won't be able to finish mine either. It's a lot of food. It's not bad though. Pretty good.
It just hit me. Hit my.
People are probably watching the State of the Union thing of whatever Trump's doing. So that's all I can say about that. It doesn't stop me from going live. I think one piece is going to be about as all I can handle right now. A couple more pieces of these chips or fries, as we like to call them. Then I am done for the day, food wise. I can't eat much. I will apologize for the hoarseness in my voice. I'm not trying to do anything. It's just been a rough couple of days. Okay. That is it for me. Food wise. And like I said, this is from Off the Hook Fish and Chips. Some of the best fish and chips I've had in a very long time. Looks like I got someone else here lurking in the background. So if you're here, please say hi. Let me know you're here. This is Colin from Kincaid Outdoors. I've got a couple of finds I'm going to be showing off in a bit as soon as we get enough people in here. And I'm not sure if that was me or is that somebody else. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. Yeah, I'm going to check something. Nope, that's not. Nope, that's actually someone who was here. Okay. If you're here, please put a one in the chat. Please let me know you're here. Hey, CR, how you doing, brother? Glad you can make it. One, thank you. I just did a quite small review of my supper, which I just got today from a food truck. It was from Off the Hook Fish and Chips. It's actually a food truck that travels through Iowa. They have them through several states, but this one comes through here and had some really good fish and chips. I was only able to eat one of the fish and chips because it's the big piece of cod is huge. So I'm going to end up putting the rest of this back in the fridge for tomorrow. So right now, this is what I've got. So bear with me. I will be right back. Hold the fort down, CR. We got 3 people in here now. I don't know who the third person is, but I'm glad you're here. I will be right back after the session here. I got to stand up because I need my freaking knee. This is not working. Please forgive me, folks. I'm doing the best I can. My knee is not cooperating. Hey, hon, you weren't the only one. Ian and I both couldn't finish these. This is a lot of food. You can take some for lunch tomorrow. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm here. I just had to take my thing in the other room. Get my Gatorade for the evening. Thank you for listening there, CR. I really appreciate it. I got some really cool finds I'm going to be showing off here momentarily. But get enough people in. I had 3. I don't know what happened to the other 2, but I'm glad you're here nonetheless. I've got a find which I picked up off of Facebook Marketplace, which I think it was not the entire thing that they were offering, but I offered for money for what the stuff I did have. And before people find out, the item that I picked up, what I acquired, may not seem what I paid for it until you realize what, from my perspective, what the items are worth. So, and why I would want them. The second item, I was a little skeptical at first until I realized what it was, and turned out better than I expected. So this is going to be an interesting thing for me because it's the first time I've had something similar to this. I've had items similar, but not exactly the same. So this is going to be a first for me. So you're going to find out about that as well. How you doing, Daniel? How you doing, Tiffany? Glad you can make it. Got a couple things I'm going to be going over. I've got some couple items I'm going to be going over that I picked up recently. One from Facebook Marketplace, one from a thrift store. So you're going to be hearing about that. How's your hand? Your thumb doing okay? Because I've had knife cuts before on my thumb, and they're no joke. Okay, good. Glad to hear it. When we get a little bit more, few more people in here, you can, I'll be showing off these items. One item has a lot of different parts to it, so bear with me on that. It's got a lot of items that I could use for the stuff that I do, so which is really cool. The other item is something I think I'm going to plan on giving that one to my wife. If she doesn't want it, I'll give it to one of my nephews, which for another project that I have coming up. So that's going to be interesting to see how that works. But we're going to see how that works so far. If anybody wants to come up, the link is at the top of the chat, as you can see. I was running a little late today because we were first picking up the food. Then I realized I had to pay my freaking bill for this, and there we go. I'm good for another month. Now, what is new to you guys and everything else? Well, I go to my follow-up for my surgery on my knee tomorrow with my doctor, and he's going to, give me, let him know what my progress is and everything else. I'm not where I need to be to go back to work, but I am getting there slowly. Because walking is just getting there, and the flexibility is not, the bendability, I should say. So, because my knee still locks up if I sit in a certain position. I'd give you a picture of my knee right now, but it's, I can't stand up because I'm too short and show it to you, but it is what it is. Now, I will say one of the items I've never heard of the name before. It is multiple things related. It could be used for backpacking. It could be used for bushcraft. It could be used for camp, just regular straight up camping, if you really want to go that route. It's up to you, the person, but I think it's pretty cool. I tested it. It works. I'm kind of impressed with it for the price I paid for it and that kind of thing. Now, the other item, I ended up with a lot of different items with this. So it's, to me, in my point of view, is worth every single penny. Now, if you guys are interested, let me know what you think, and I will give you maybe a preview of something, and you'll see what it is. So, let's see. Can I do that? Let's see if I can still do that. Give me a second here. I'm trying to create something here. Let's see. Let's start a. That won't work. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's not what I want. Do it again. Okay, I just threw that up there just because I wanted to. So if you guys want to answer the question, feel free. You don't have to, but I would like you to if you could. One of the items, give me a second here. This is just part of the many items that I have. Give me a second here. It has to do what's in this box. This box doesn't look like much. And it is something that related to what I use, and this is one of the items that I got. So, anybody who knows me probably knows what this is. Another set of items that you probably not sure if you recognize or not are these right here. Close. Very close, CR. But I will let you know, it's not a bow. I did not pick up a bow. Though, it would have been nice. I could have, but I didn't have the money to do that. But this is my... Well, you're just going to have to wait and see. I got some other things. I mean, I did pick up some of these. You know, fletching. I'm not, these are not my colors, mind you. I don't really prefer these color, but that's what came with the kit. And I've got a bunch of other items in this box here. And this is the small box, by the way. I got much more. Like I said, I'm hoping to get some more people in, because if you can like and share this, I'd greatly appreciate it. That way I get more things out. I'm hoping that my channel shows up as, being shared out and everything else. I'm hoping that this works. Get some people out in here, because it's a little weird that it's only two people. It's 7:30 and there's only two people here, and one person took a siesta. Oh man, I got these right here. I'm actually pretty proud of these. Yeah, one of the items is in my hand right here. I'm not going to show it off yet. Another item is in this hand. This is really, really interesting, to say the least. Now, for those people who do not use a bow or anything like that, you may not be into what I've found. If you do, great, awesome. I can help you with that. If not, I can understand that too, because I can handle both sides of the equation, because I've dealt with archers and non-archers, hunters and non-hunters, though the non-hunters really don't understand. But there's a reason for everything for me. I'm wearing my MASH t-shirt today, for those people who are old school MASH fans. It's kind of a joke, especially if anybody who really knows me, why I wear it. Now, CR, are you here, or are you kind of bouncing? I'm trying to find all my people who are on live and everything else, but I can't find anybody who someone else would be on at the same time as me, and that kind of thing. And listening intently, thank you. I really appreciate it. Well, I'll give you a preview there, CR, that you're here, you're listening intently. Are you watching intently? Okay, these are some vintage archery items, probably from the 70s to early 80s. These are in mint condition. And if anybody knows anything about these things, they're not cheap. And what I've got to show you just in this box alone paid for what I paid for it. And these are some of the items I picked up. These are some broadheads. Now, this is not the only ones I got, but I've got others. These are tri-bladed bodkins tips. Like I said, from the 70s, 80s. And they look brand new. These things are probably about, for a 2 to 3 pack, probably about $15 to $25 a piece for the 3 of them. And I've got a dozen right here. So this right here pretty much paid for my entire thing I picked up. And that's just one of the many items. It's not including the others that I got to show you as well. Some of these have been used before. Some of them are a little rusty. They need some TLC. Now, I have used these style before. They're like Zwickis and stuff like that. which is these type right here. As you can see, it is pretty rusty. But it is a quad blade, as you can see. We've got the bleeder blade, which is that little one right there, right here, that one right there, or in there. But I normally, the ones I have normally do not have this cross blade. I just have the regular ones. But in addition to those, I have a lot of those. I have both. The setups that I have can be used for both carbons, aluminums, or wood, straight up wood. So I can put them on a carbon arrow if I need to, or a wood arrow if I need to. That was actually what was in this right here. These allows me to use regular traditional tips on carbon arrows or aluminum arrows. And once I get these cleaned up and resharpened, they'll be good as new. Please forgive me here, folks. I got to grab me some ibuprofen. My knee's not doing so hot. Sitting with my knee bent is not my favorite pastime right now. Okay. Now, amongst the other stuff I got, besides you did see the bowstring wax CR. And it's fairly used. It was used on a compound bow, which was one of the part of the entire package, which I didn't really need because I don't need a compound. But with what I got here, I have more than sufficient tips and stuff like that. I mean, I've got two different types of tips in here. One's for the bullet target points for a smaller diameter arrows, which is about 5/16. And they're actually kind of cool looking. Here's your point there, CR. These are called bullet points because that's what they look like. These are for the smaller diameter arrows. I don't have any smaller diameter arrows, but at the moment, but I have access to these in case I need them. And they're really nice little points, and they're not rusted or anything, so that's always cool. But they also have the other type that I am used to, which can work on all the arrows that I have, is this one here is, give me a second here, let's see if it's written on here somewhere. Like it's supposed to be, sorry, there's two different tags in here. I've got to read them. Okay, the bullet points, which I already showed you, these are 11/64, 120 grain tips. This is what I normally use on for my field points on my arrows. So you can either use 11/32 or 23/64, which is what this one is. And about a half a dozen of each. So, like I said, I've got my money's worth and then some out of this. Somewhere I have dropped my glue that goes with those. So I actually got some Ferrule Tite to go with that. But that's basically what's in this little box here. It's all tips and stuff that goes with tips and stuff like that. That actually came in this next box. Okay. This box has been sitting for quite a while. You'll notice that it's a little bit water damaged, as you can see. This is from Browning. I can't tell you how old it is or what year it came out. I've been trying to find a date on any of the gear. This came from the Bear Archery Company. And this came with a bunch of different arrows. Now, these are wood arrows. There's about 3, 4, 5 different arrows right now. But all with those broadheads. This one here is a little bit different one because this one here, surprisingly enough, is plastic. The main barrel right here where it attaches to the shaft is plastic, but the blade is metal, which is totally unique. I'm not really a big fan of these, but it's already attached. I just got to refletch it a little bit, which is not an issue. I got the feathers for that and the glue and stuff. And you like see, some of these are oxidized a little bit, as you can see. But the fletching is a lot better. It's a little touch up on the blades, and these things definitely worth it. These have been shot before because they got a little bit of blade damage, so these have probably been used for hunting. Probably deer, most likely. And this one here, it's got that set up too. So this one here is, I believe, this one here is a aluminum shaft or carbon shaft. But that's the only one. The other ones with this, these two here are both wood, and they're rocking the plastic mounted broadheads. And this one here just needs a little glue on it, and it'll be fine. As well, this one here needs completely refletched, which, like I said, I can do that. Now, that's in itself, like I said, is well worth the money I paid for it. And I'll give you guys the name, how much I paid for it in a bit. Now, the next item is actually items plural, because it came with a stand. All these arrows came with this. Now, I believe there used to be more than this, but when I bought the bow, the arrows, I think they may have taken some of these arrows out of here and kept some back for the bow. So there you go, and it allows me to, you can see it hold quite a few different freestanding arrows. These are all right now got field points in them, and it's really freaking cool. And it can hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42 different arrows, shafts. So there's a mixture of aluminum and carbon and wood in here. This is one of the wood arrows with, like I said, it's rocking a field point, 125 grain field point, which is great for small game if you really want to do it that way. And like I said, the fletching is perfect. Nothing wrong with that. This one here is ready to, I could shoot just like right off the bat. And only one of them is rocking the old school style fletching. And I've got 6 of those, half a dozen. So that's normally a half a dozen of arrows like this quality would cost me approximately about $75. That's pretty much what I paid for all of this. Now, that's not including the stand, the extra arrows, all the tips, and all that stuff. So just these 6 arrows here, the cost of everything. Now, I do have 4 aluminum shafts, which is the silver shafts, as you can see here. If I want to rock it for the Hunger Games setup, this is the way to go. These are a little bit ate up, as you can see, a little bit frayed, as you can see. Still functional. Little on the thinner side, but the tips just screw in. These are more of this bullet point tips. I'm not sure if these are marked or not because I can't see it anywhere. But these are the old school ones, which they don't really do that. But any of those tips I showed you earlier that have the little barrel on it that screws in, I can fit on these shafts. And I've got 4 of these, which works out great. Now, the last three are carbons, and they're unmarked. So I think these are custom made. They're rocking a really good helical pattern, as you can see. Little worn, but simple. And if you notice, there's the orange kind of blends up when it comes up this way. So hunting wise, this is a really good way for hunting small game. Just swap it out for a small game tip. These are about 1150, 5/16 tips stuff. So I got 3 of these. The color is for that way you don't lose them in the bush when you're hunting, in the brush and stuff like that. Now that's what I've got for the archery stuff, arrow wise and stuff. Because like I said, all this cost me just $80 total, all said and done. And like I said, just these 6 arrows alone would have been enough to pay for it. What I normally pay for half a dozen arrows. And this right here, I can't, is enough. But those tips that I showed you earlier and the other hunting arrows that I've got, plus, all the other stuff that came with it, the stand itself is a steal at $40 by itself. In my case, this way I can keep my arrows where I can need them. If I'm repairing arrows, I got a place to put them while they're cooling and drying, or if I'm doing anything else for that matter, that would be right there. If I'm doing cresting, this as well, but like a drying rack. So I got a place to do things like that. It was a steal. So even though I think they may have taken some arrows out for the lead with the bow that they had, which I understand, I still made my money. I don't care. The tips alone were well worth it. So I've got some I could definitely hunt with. No issues, no worries. Only thing I do need to do is get some for some blunts and stuff like that for other small game. And welcome back, Daniel. Now, I'm going to go through the whole spiel one more time for those people, since you weren't here. I picked up some archery gear. I picked up, let's see here, a total of 6, 13, 16, 18 arrows. So it's a mixture of aluminum, carbon, and wood. And they're really, really, some of them are really, really good. Some of them are really, really iffy. But here's one of the tips. This is I think this one's a plastic one. It just needs cleaned up. Let me check it out here. I think this is plastic. One of the plastic ones. It just needs wiped down. But it is still razor sharp. And the fletching is near perfect. A little bit of degradation there, but this would work great for my one of these bows up here, as you can see right behind me, for hunting small game. I've got a total of 18 shafts total, plus enough tips to pretty much outline any of the other arrows that I have in my quiver, which is right there. Give me a second. Just got to switch hands. Right there. So I got enough tips and stuff to last me a long time for replacements. It came with this really nice arrow stand, which is one of the things I wanted. But the tips is where the money's at, especially switching hands. It's got some really, really nice setups. I mean, I'm not a very big fan of aluminum, but like I said, they kind of got a Hunger Games feel with the silver. And the fletching, as you can see, is perfect on those. These are from the 70s, 80s, I believe. I don't have an actual date on these because there's no markings. But these are aluminum. I mean, these things are not bent. They spin perfectly. Great for small game, that kind of thing. Now, the broadheads, which are in this box right here, are where the money's at. And I've got enough broadheads in here for hunting for the next couple decades. I've got some really inexpensive ones that need some TLC, but I could add it to any of those shabs that are aluminum or carbon, and I don't have to worry about doing anything because I just got to screw it in. If I want to do something with a wooden arrow that needs to be, well, like I said, this one here needs a lot of TLC because it's a little rusted, but that won't take too long with a light bit of sandpaper. Just glue it onto the shaft and it's good to go. So it's got 4 blades. All these have 4 blades. And if I wanted to add those to make more of the carbon or aluminum shafts, I have the inserts for that. Now, I do have some, field points of various sizes, both regular size and bullet type, as well as enough really, really nice bodkin tri-bladed one-piece broadheads that are just amazing. And this right here would pay for the entire thing I bought by itself. And these things are in mint condition. So if anybody has any questions so far, let me know. That's just only one of the 2 items that I acquired. So let me know. $80 all told for these right here. The stand itself would be about $35 to $40 by itself. 6 of my arrows, the wooden arrows that I have, would have been about $75 by itself. Sure. What's the random question besides asking a random question, CR? I believe it is too. The whole setup would have been $120, which I didn't have. I mean, I had 80 available, but this right here is well worth the money I spent. So just the accessories alone, to me, definitely worth it because I could use them with these, or I could use them, definitely with either one of these bows here. Yes, I know you were talking about the random question there, CR. I got it. Bear with me here. My knee is hurting, so I'm waiting for the ibuprofen to kick in. I got a total of 18 arrows total of both a combination of wood, aluminum, and carbon. 5 of them are set up for hunting. These right here are set up for target at the moment, but I have the tips to turn all these into hunting arrows if I need to. Now, I will probably put some of these as a small game because I prefer having small game tips because I just like using those preferably over anything else. Now, I do have to go get some more, which I have a lot more in the bedroom, but these are the ones I usually carry with me on a regular basis. And by the way, these right here, some of these will just be going with me this weekend to the Renaissance Festival. I am going to be dressing up as Robin Hood, so I'm going to have fun doing that. But yeah, That's one of the main items that I found. This is the most expensive of the items I found. Um, well worth the money. Wasn't going to deny that. Now, the next item is not even close to being that expensive. And it was only $3.58. Be well, CR. Now, I don't know where everybody else is, to be honest, though, Daniel. You'd think they'd be out there somewhere. I have no idea. Unless they're watching Critical Role or something like that. I'm not sure who else is live at the moment. I'm checking. Let's see, Survival Dispatch. Yeah, I don't know who else would be out there going live right now. Well, you said, that's what you do. I don't see anybody else live either. I still don't know where anybody is. Don't forget to like and share, folks. I really appreciate it if you would. If anybody's interested in coming up, there is a link at the top of the chat right over there. I will put it down in there in the chat one more time. I'm up to 4 apparently. There's someone else has just got here. So I'm going to find out who that may be. 5. I'm up to 5. I don't know who's here, but hey, thank you for coming, whoever you are. Oh, I plan to. It's a first-time event for this particular location. It's in Ames. A friend of mine's the King and Queen. So I'm going to go there dressed up in an outfit I haven't been able to wear in years. I've already tried on half the outfit, and it's a little big on me, surprisingly enough. So for those people who are lurking, please put a 1 in the chat. Let me know you're here. I will explain one of the items I've got next. Then I'll go back. We all in the hood. Yeah, we in the hood. Yep. I actually have a really nice setup for my I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to be rocking these 2 bows here. I've got other bows in my room that I'm going to plan on bringing for this particular purpose. I can't have my bow strung, obviously, but I can get as close to what I can realistically. So I'll have my full green outfit, deep hood, that kind of thing. Trying to keep myself warm and go from there. I am going to be carrying something a little extra in my quiver that's not standard because I'm not going to be carrying this. I'm going to be taking one of my hiking poles collapsed down so I could stash it in my quiver in case I need it. I could use it to walk with if I needed to. So I need to get my exercise, and this is going to be part of that. They let veterans in for free, and so Jenny and I get in for free. So that's going to be kind of cool. And they have a costume contest that day as well. So I'm going to try to enter that, and hopefully, if I can, try to win it. I don't know if I will, but I will give my best shot. No pun intended. Just my best shot. Because I'm not allowed to string my bow, and my arrows have to be tied to my quiver, which I will be doing. I will find a way to do that constructively and creative as possible, where it can't be shot or pulled or just fall out. I will probably put a flute in there because I carry a flute, but other than that, that's pretty much it. I mean, I'll have one of my knives on me, but I'll have it tied to my waist. So that's going to be kind of cool that way. Now, for the second item, for those people, I lost 2 people already. I'm not sure who's all here. But the second item is from Beyond Home. I'm not going to tie it with a bow, but this is missing a cap on here, obviously, but there used to be a cap on here. This is a sleeping pad. Now, like I said, I paid $3.58 for this. I've already blown it up and tested it. And this is a fairly large, probably about 24 inches wide or so, sleeping pad, but it's really, really long, probably about 77 inches long. I couldn't find any more dimensions on it because it's discontinued. But the part that impressed me the most was the bag, because this is one of those stuff sack bag pumps. And well, it took me a while to figure out how to get it to work. It does work. It just takes a little practice. I've only done it once. Still figuring stuff out. Let me see if I can get it a little bit more efficient. But it does do what its intended purpose is to blow up the sleeping pad. And it has no holes in it. I didn't have any issues with it. For $3.58, it was worth the money I spent. So both sets of items, between the archery gear and this piece right here, which I'll probably end up giving to one of my nephews. It's in the bag challenge. Well, technically, it could be. Technically. Because literally, I've got a bow right here, which I can use any of those items with. But this is my takedown longbow, which I keep underneath my computer for when I'm traveling and what have you. But I've got a couple of bows I wanted to figure out which one I want to take. I was thinking either one I've used for cosplay before, but it's not been updated and cleaned up and anything for years. Not since WizardCon from way back when I entered that one. And I've got video on that one if anybody wants to see that one, because I was on. They posted it to a channel here on online, and yeah, I'm online in a costume contest from Wizard of the Coast. Now, my other bows that I have is a 65-pound U recurve. Looks amazing. It shoots really smooth. I haven't had it out in years for hunting anyway, but I think I could probably get by with carrying it around for the day, and I'll have a bow stock with me just in case I need to. But I'll throw my best arrows in here with that, as well as some other stuff, and I think I'll be doing pretty good. Like I said, I'm not allowed to draw my bow. I can't. So I'm going to have to keep it unstrung. Now I'll have it set up where it can't be strung, that kind of thing. But I'll pick the right arrows and everything else to go with it and make it look pretty cool. And hopefully for the best, go that route. Looking like Robin Hood as much as I physically can. I'll be rocking a couple pouches. This is one of the pouches I'll be rocking, is one of these, which is really cool. And probably a couple of my knives that I have here that I could piece bond for that purpose as well. I've been wanting to, but I've got to get the space. That's my biggest issue, because we need to work on our basement. And with me being physically unable to climb up and down the stairs and carry things, I can't really do that. I was planning on doing it this winter, but it never worked out because I can't do that. Give me a second, folks. Mm. Mm. I got to straighten my knee out. But between the arrows, the stand, which is, by the way, this is the stand. That's, and yes, you know, there's not that many arrows in it right now, but I have plenty of arrows that will fit in there. So, which I'll be going through these and probably using that to hold them. My own version. Let me see what I can find here. Give me a second. That's the outfit, folks. Right here. Okay, that's fine, Molly. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Now, I have actually seen Kevin Costner's Robin Hood outfit in person. Just the outfit, mind you. I've actually seen it. But this is the outfit I'll be wearing. I will not be rocking that particular bow, though I do have it, but that one is in need of a severe repainting before I would be able to do anything with it. But I've got something a little bit more rustic in mind for the one I want to run. So, and this is from Comic-Con. And yep, I'm actually thinner now than I was in that picture, folks. Just saying. So I'm a lot lighter than I used to be. But I'm going to be rocking that entire outfit. So that's cool, I think. I think that's going to be a cool outfit. That's in my opinion. Now, I might rock this shirt underneath that, but I understand. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'll do my best to make sure I'm looking as good as I physically can. I have 2 sets of pouches that I'll be rocking, one for the front, one for the side, from one for each side. And I got a double pouch, which I got to find, which will be on one side, and this pouch that I just showed off, which is just a single open pouch, nothing fancy about it, belt pouch. My double pouch is even better than that. I just got to figure out where I did with it. But I have until Friday to find it because it's not till Saturday when the fair opens, and I plan on being there when they open. And so, though I will let you know that the second pair of pouches that I got, they're technically a double pouch that one folds over the other, but it has 3 pockets. So it's actually technically a rendezvous pouch, but it looks cool as all get out. And it also gives me more room to put my phone and other things in there as well. And I'll try to get some video from that particular event. So I'll be carrying my GoPro with me to get some footage from that fair. And it's the Ames Renaissance Fair here in Iowa. And I'll try to get some footage of the front gate and some of the vendors and maybe a joust or two, even though I'm not much into jousting myself. Like I said, I'm not taking my cane in the fair with me, but I will rock my one of my hiking poles inside this thing. So if I need to, I can use it to walk around. Way to go. Did you have to get stitches, Daniel? Macus, stop it. Let me do something here. Give me a second, folks. Okay. Give me a second here. Okay, my knee. Give me a second here. I'm trying to figure this out. Yeah, there's my knee. Right here. That's where the incision, bottom of the incision all the way up to here. This is after a little over a month. My leg's a little dry, as you can see. But my knee is looking as good as it can get right now. And still, rehab sucks. Be careful and wear gloves, please, Daniel. I understand about cutting your hand and everything. I almost cut my tip of my finger off. You can barely see it, but right through there is an incision that went from there all the way. No, sorry, the other way. It went down this way. Yeah, it went from here and went down. Knife slipped, went to the bone. They didn't put stitches in. They just put the butterfly deals on there. But got a nice little scar out of the deal. It went through the glove. Oh, wow. I'm going to give you some really good words of wisdom, Daniel. Something my dad taught me a long time ago. Don't do that. It hurts. Sorry, didn't mean to be a jerk about it, but every time I hurt myself, that's what my dad would say to me. So one of the things I was planning on doing for this weekend was I was hoping to be able to pick up some contacts so I can go without my glasses. And those friends of mine who have not seen me for a couple of years probably won't recognize me as much because I'm a lot thinner in the face and everything. When without the glasses, probably unrecognizable. The outfit might be, the bow might be, who knows? From pouch to ouch chat, pretty much. There's CR. But no, I am going to be doing my best to pull off my outfit. I got one more item to find. I've got my over tunic. I need to find my under tunic. That's my biggest one. And I got my pants. I got my hood. So I just got a couple more items to find, and I'm ready to rock. So I just got to make sure I find all the proper pieces. I'm going to probably end up having to go downstairs, see if there's any more down there. But other than that, I had to give an update on my knee, CR. Just saying. But I am going to be using my new hiking poles I got from Dan, and hopefully it'll help me get through if I need to. Hey, Rob, how you doing, brother? I was wondering if you were going to show. Okay, quick recap. Picked up some archery gear. I picked up a arrow stand. I got roughly 18 arrows, roughly 24 or more broadheads, and field points intermixed. Some glue, some bow wax, some other additional items. But I mean, it's a mixture of wood, carbon, and aluminum arrows, and all for about $80. And like I said, 6 of these arrows are worth that much on their own. Way to go, Rob. Hey, Mayor, how you doing? And by the way, Rob, I did some checking just because I was curious. Your law about requiring you to shoot archery on Sunday, it's still in effect and legal, just not enforced, but it's still legal. Some of the arrows, for those people who are interested, I've got a couple. Some of them, they need completely refletched. But this one here, this may look like, this is plastic. This is the oxidized plastic, not metal. But the tips are still razor sharp. The fletching is perfect. Yeah, this is on a wood shaft. Yet, let's see, where's it at? I think it's this one. This one here is on I believe an aluminum shaft. One of the cock feather needs replaced, but that's a different style broadhead, but still razor sharp. Easy fix. I was planning on replacing all the fletching anyway, because I'm okay with parabolic fletching, which is what all this is. I prefer shield cut. And some of these need completely new fletching anyway. But there's what the shafts, that white barreled one, look like without the oxidizing on the plastic. I've had these style before, but that is a 3-inch broadhead. Oh, that is so cool, Rob. It is 46 degrees here in Newton, Iowa. And I appreciate everybody who's come in today. I did a slight food review before you guys everybody got here, because I had food from a food truck that comes through here in Newton that it's called Off the Hook. They do fish and chips, which I think you could appreciate, Rob, if you could eat. I'm not sure if you can handle fish. You never said that. You said you had trouble with meat. I wasn't sure if fish is part of that. So you can let me know on that one. Yep, Rob's in the UK. Don't eat fish. You and Cliff don't eat fish. But I happen to like fish and chips. I spent 2 years on the West Coast, so fish and chips are kind of things. But right now, like I said, I'm rocking about 46 degrees, and it's only dropping from here. It's going to be going back up to 70 plus on Thursday. So that's going to be a bonus. But like I said, all that arrow and archery equipment. Oh, you guys didn't get to see the best parts. So for those people who just came in, some of the arrow. Okay, these tips here are called botkins. They don't look like the traditional botkins. I've got those too, but these are from I'm not sure, from the 60s or 70s, 80s, or 90s or something like that. And it's kind of hard to read, but it actually says botkin right there on the barrel, right there. And these things look brand new, razor sharp, and they're tri-bladed, as you can see, 3 blades. And these are all one piece. They're just one big piece. And I got a dozen of these. Or I think. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 8 of these, but these are well worth the money I paid for everything by themselves. But I've got a whole bunch of more tips and stuff in here, both field point and otherwise. Now, for those people who are into traditional gear like myself, you can see what the value there is. And if you don't hunt or can't hunt, which I'm sorry for you, Rob, I know you would love to, you just can't eat the meat, which is sad, but that happens. But for me, and the stand itself, like I said, this is the stand that came with it. This holds 42 arrows. And I have to go through my arrows up here, which I'm going to leave those in the stand for this weekend, the ones I can take and which ones I can't. But that'll be ready to go for when I repair arrows and things like that. I can use that to let my fletching set and everything else. Anybody have any questions about the archery stuff? Because I've got some stuff that's from Bear Archery, some from Brown Rennell Archery. So they're kind of an intermix hodgepodge bag of archery gear. I don't know who made the stand, but I like it. And also, if anybody knows who my past, you know, like this, why this is funny. It's funny and apt for me. Well, it's not necessarily. I mean, not everybody is into it. There, Mayor. There's not. You don't have to. It's not. You know, not only you, if you consider it slacking. Me, I grew up shooting my bow since I was 8. Okay, for the bows like this one right here, that is Steer Seeker. That's on Amazon. If you give me a moment, I'll post that link in a second. That way you can give me a second here. I have that one saved. And I'll show it to you. That way you can give me a second. I got to find it. I will post that link very, very shortly here, folks. Just give me a second. There you go. Check out that link. It's Deer Seeker Archery. It's on Amazon. The bows, like this one I got right here, which is a 55-pound takedown recurve, it's only $89.90 from 30 pounds all the way up to 60 pounds, left or right-handed. Really reasonable price. It is a knockoff of the Samick Sage, which is what this one is, one of the originals, and they have the thumb screw bolts for that way you can turn them in to take them down. They compact in a really nice tight space. They'll fit in my backpack, so I don't have to worry about carrying those. But I have other bows for that purpose underneath my thing here. So, yeah, you're welcome. Like I said, I paid for with shipping. It was $104, but depending on if you have Amazon Prime, you get free shipping or whatever, you can get it for the price price asked. So it's a good starter bow. It does come with a arm guard. It comes with a finger tab. It comes with an arrow rest and a bowstringer and bowstring. So it does come with the basics. Personally, I would not use those, except for the bowstringer, of course, because that's all I can do right at this moment, because I can't string it the way I want to until my legs heals. But for $89.90, it's not bad. I'll show you guys here in a second. Give me a second. Let me get this up here. There we go. It's a really nice looking bow. It's very similar to the one I already have. It's just the fact that this one's a little bit more red than my original one. But that one doesn't show that it actually has the thumb bolts, which is just basically hand screws. So you don't need to have tools to put it together. But it comes with all that, which is really nice for those people who are beginners. Unless you know how to work with leather work, then you can make your own arm guard. And I would suggest buying a decent shooting glove over the finger tab that comes with it. You may or may not want to use the arrow rest. I shoot off the shelf, just my personal preference. But these are mostly for like bow fishing and bow hunting. So I could use these both for bow fishing and hunting, which is one of the reasons why I like it. And you're welcome. Now, if anybody else needs any archery stuff, let me know. The second item that I acquired besides those arrows was this sleeping pad from Beyond Home. This model is out of stock at the moment. I don't know what it means. I've been trying to find information on it. I don't know who put it out or anything like that, but it's not exactly a self-inflating sleeping pad. It's just a regular sleeping pad. This one is currently, I believe it's unavailable. It comes with a stuff sack that allows you to help inflate it from the outside, because the sack turns into an air pump. It runs about 74 inches long, 23 inches wide, and 2.1 inches thick. I don't know what the R value is. I've been trying to find that. I wasn't able to discern that information, but it can hold up to 250 pounds, which I'm glad that's what I weigh right now. But I already have a good sleeping pad, so I don't need to worry about that. But it's not bad. And that's this information right here. Give me a second here. This is the sleeping pad itself from Beyond Home. It is not technically in stores right now. It says that it's not currently available, as you can see. But that's what mine looks like, and it's blue, just like it there is, but that one's misspelled. It didn't take too long to fill it up or anything like that. I'm probably going to be giving this one to my one of my nephews. I found out that they love camping. Give me a second. I didn't show on screen there, but this is it. Give me a second. This is what it is. It's fairly comfortable. I mean, it's a little narrow for my taste because my shoulders, but it's way longer than I am. I mean, it's 74 inches long. I'm only 5'8", so plenty of space up and down. But I'm a side sleeper, so that's a big bonus. And the fact that I'm now light enough to not worry about rupturing it or anything, it'd be great. But I don't think I'm going to be the one using this. So for $3 and some change, 58 cents, can't really beat the price. Fingers. I use a 3-finger glove. I've used a shooting glove most of my life. I tried when I first got into art. My first bow I ever purchased for myself instead of a fiberglass knockoff, whatever. I tried a finger tab for a bit, but I didn't like it at all. Couldn't get comfortable with it. Couldn't shoot with any speed. Went to a shooting glove, and I haven't looked back. I use a deerskin shooting glove, which I like. And like I said, I haven't looked back since. Now, I did get my arm guard custom made by a friend, a leather worker, and he measured my forearm and everything. And that's when I was heavier, so I'm hoping that it still fits. But it covers my full forearm from my wrist all the way up to my elbow, because my bows are not standard weight. They're a little bit above average. So while I do own super heavy bows, 100 plus, at least one of those, I do have other bows from 74 pounds on down. My regular longbow is 74 pounds. I'm not taking that one to the fair. I will be rocking probably my 65-pound U recurve just because I want to. So that's my thing. So, but between the arrows I have here and that thing, I spent less than $85 in total, and I got well above that value in half the items alone. So, hey, Cooter, how you doing? Which ones you want to see, Cooter? The arrows? I could show those again. It's not an issue. They're a mixture of carbon, aluminum, and wood arrows. They have some really good tips. I have some the tips are worth. I got spare tips that came with it, about 8 of them that are very vintage. They're very in like new condition. This is one of the arrows. This is one of the aluminum shafts, custom shafts, because I mean it's got a little camouflage pattern going on here. Give me a second. I might actually see a name. These are Brownings, and I'm sure what the spine weight is on this because they're kind of very well covered up. These are Browning broadheads. I've got 5 of these with tips like this. Well, one like this with this kind of tip. The rest are like this. These are the barrel is plastic, but the blades are steel. And as you can see, with this one here, just needs a little touch-up of glue on the tips here to hold the fletching back in place, but that's pretty good. But I've got one. The barrel, the plastic is a little oxidized, which I can just take it off with a brush. And everything else, and a little touch-up on the blade there because it got wet. But the fletching is perfect. And I paid $80 for this. The arrow stand that came with it, which holds 42 arrows. This set of 6 right here would have paid for in today's prices, would have covered all this by itself, just these 6 arrows. But I've got 4 aluminum with the silver shafts, which would be great, like the Hunger Games, if you're going to do a Hunger Games thing, and 3 carbons, which are all perfect. So I've got plenty of tips and for those people who are wondering, oh, but wait, there's more. These are the ones that I was mentioning, Cooter. These are Botkin broadheads. I can't tell you the year they came out. I tried to do a Google search for these, but these are tri-bladed, as you can see. They're welded together, or they're machine welded together. These are still razor sharp. They fit a 11/32 to 23/64 shaft arrows. And yeah, there's 8 of these. All that, I've gotten well over $100 worth of gear just in those. But I've got other tips and things like that in here as well, which I'm not going to be pulling out. But it's a combination of both bear archery and here's some of the more extra cross blades for bear archery, as you can see, and Browning. I do have some replacement fletching if I need to replace the fletching on the ones that need replaced. But I also have some extra fletching on top of that, as well as Knox and some other stuff. So, like I said, plenty of stuff. And I have the setup for fletching 6 arrows at a time. Got all that. Pretty much, yeah. And then the sleeping pad from Beyond Home. I didn't see a price on that one. I looked, but they're currently unavailable. And I could check the other sizes. Maybe one of the other sizes has got a price. I don't know. Give me a second here. That one didn't have it. Yeah, all the Beyond Home stuff is currently unavailable. So they're, I guess, probably getting discontinued or something. I don't know exactly. But I think if anybody's seen the question at the top of the chat, check it. Give me your opinion. A fake was foot marketplace, which is where they got the arrows, or Goodwill. That's just where I got the sleeping pad. Now, I have gotten some really good deals from Goodwill, folks. I have gotten Pathfinder water bottles, steel water bottles. Says Pathfinder on them. I have gotten full-on military sleeping bags from Goodwill. The one here in town where I live, in particular. So, which one would you prefer to go for? Facebook Marketplace, Goodwill. Cover? What do you mean by cover, CR? Oh, I'm not talking about the other place. I know you got boot sales and things like that, but they're not very common. I understand that. You guys should, though. That's the only thing. You guys would believe you guys could, repurpose, reduce, reuse, recycle kind of thing. That's one thing about Facebook Marketplace. If you don't have a use for it, someone else might. Which is why I'm going to the Watch Your County Flea Market at the beginning of next month. Okay, cool. Good luck with that. Is that going to go with your stove? There, Daniel? Okay, I've never heard of that particular one, CR. Is it like a thrift shop or something like that? Or what exactly? I do know they do have a Craigslist type thing in Canada. I've seen it. I don't know much about it. Now, for those people who are wondering, I have purchased in the past from this particular Goodwill where I live. A glow-in-the-dark Nalgene, a Pathfinder steel water bottle, practically brand new. Never looks like it never been used. Never smelled like it never got used. I've got military Sub-Zero sleeping systems. I've gotten bows of all things, but not at this one, but at the one up in Marshalltown, I bought bows. It's one of them is right over there. You just got to know where to look and what to find. And just keep your eyes open, folks. I mean, I've gotten emergency sleeping bags, the Mylar sleeping bag systems from Yuko. Got a couple of those from this particular Goodwill here in town. Just got to keep your eyes open and look. Just because you don't find something the first time doesn't mean it won't. The content changes daily. And I love my thrifting, if anybody knows me. And it's helped me. A lot of the gear that I actually personally use, with a few exceptions, are all thrifted. Heck, my chair is thrifted I'm sitting on. A little wore out, but thrifted. My blanket, thrifted. This sleeping pad, thrifted. Now, anybody's wondering about this one. This is a military issue sleeping pad. Self-inflating sleeping pad, thrifted. My bows, not thrifted, but my boy has got some. I've got one item up, a couple items from eBay, but that's beside the point. Hey, Dan. I got a ton of really cool arrows and stuff. If you could come up, Dan, I could show you and talk to you about them a little easier. The link's at the top of the chat. But this is some of the items that I got. But the stand and some of the arrows, not all, but some. I end up with 18 total arrows. Combination of aluminum, carbon, and wood. Some really high-end tips and everything else for $80, and a sleeping pad from Beyond Home for $3.58. That's probably end up going to one of my nephews because I found out recently they love to go camping and they don't have any camping gear whatsoever. But that's what, in the future. But like I said, let me put the link in the chat if anybody's interested. I would love to have you come up and co-host with me because my normal co-host is not here and he slept in. I'll be feeling better though. Okay, understandable there, CR. For those people who really, really missed it at the beginning of my chat today, I actually did a small little shout out to a local food truck that comes through here from time to time called Off the Hook Fish and Chips. Amazing fish and chips. I just wish I could eat more. I had one of their battered fish as well as some of their fries or chips. And really freaking good. I just can't eat very much. And I will definitely be going back eventually. Just not right now. So anybody have any questions, suggestions, observations? Let me know. Greatly appreciate it. Answer the question at the top of the chat if you want to. Do you choose Facebook? Do you choose any other options, whether it be I put down Goodwill as a suggestion, but any old thrift shop would count. Flea market, if you want to add that to that one, I can change that and add flea market instead as well. But what is your favorite alternative? What find stuff? So let me know, because I love hearing about what you guys find. I mean, I've found a $5 battle box bivy tent, which is going to Dan, by the way. Oh, I can understand that, Rob. I never showed a longbow, but I did. If you want to see the this one here, give me a second. This one here is not a longbow, but a takedown recurve for only $89.90 off of Amazon. And like it says, it could be left or right-handed. It goes from 20 pounds to 60 pounds, and it is takedown. Now, it does not show that it is thumb screwed on. It's got little thumb bolts. That one does not show that, but it does have thumb bolts, at least mine did, that you just screw them on by hand. You don't need any hand tools, just your fingers. So you could put this one in your pack. It'll fit in a normal size pack. It packs out about 21 and a half inches long or so, maybe up to 23, if I'm wrong, give or take. But you can have a decent hunting level bow in a very confined space that you can carry along with you. Well, Cooter, what do you think? This is one of the bows. Now, I am going to be doing a Renaissance fair this weekend for fun. I do have an outfit that I plan on wearing for that particular one. If anybody wants to see what it looks like, let me know. And I'll be, basically using a lot of my gear like this. I got my quiver back here behind me. Give me a second. I got my quiver back here, as you can see right here. But the bows that I'm planning on using is going to be in my bedroom. And I can show that off if anybody's interested. This is the outfit that I will be wearing for that. Now, I will let you know, since I've had this picture taken, I have lost a significant amount of weight. So I probably look a little thinner. Now, I have another bow that I plan on using. It is a custom-made U recurve with deer sinew-backed 65-pound draw. I will be bringing that one with me because it looks way cool and very medieval looking and everything else. Since I'll be working a Renaissance fair, not exactly full-on Robin Hood, but realistic as I'll get up because I don't believe in using fake gear. Now, my arrows will be piece tied together, and my bow will not be strung, but I will have it with me. I will have my pouches. I'll have my knives and all that stuff, which will also be piece bonded. So I will not be taking my cane. That is going to be the only difference. I will have it with me in the fair, but I will be taking one of my hiking poles because of my ability. Now, my wife wants me to take a walking stick with me instead of that to fit in with my aesthetic. So have to wait and see on that one because I have to hold my cane in my left hand to walk because my left knee. I have to hold my everything in my right hand because I need it for my knee. But I'm gonna try to walk as far as I physically can without it. But like I said, I'm taking it with me. I'll try to see if I can fit it in my quiver because I do collapse down fairly small. But that's my plan. Anybody else have any suggestions? I'd greatly appreciate it. because I don't really have a lot of medieval walking sticks, unfortunately. No, I do have some walking sticks and stuff like that. There's actually one right there's a little crook style cane. I don't want to carry that with me. I don't like the look of it, but that's me. Dan, how you doing, brother? Glad you could make it. I really appreciate your being here. Um, any other questions? Now, like I said, I own quite a 3 takedown bows at the moment. The 2 behind me, I got another one underneath my stand, which is below the computer here. And that's the one below me is the only one that requires tools. I plan on using either one of these or both of these for bow fishing as well as hunting, which I have used this one for hunting many a times. This one here has not been out yet because I hadn't had a chance to. But these are both 55-pound draw bows. And I do have a bow fishing setup right there. But it's going to be used with my takedown longbow over here. That is a bottle bow fishing reel. I've got another regular one. What did I do with it? Oh, that's right over there. Oh, I could do that. Jenny actually has a walking stick that looks like a sword, but I don't really, do I have swords? Yeah, I've got one like right here. As you can see, I got a sword right there, but I don't really need to carry a sword. I'm not a sword guy. I would love to be fully authentic and everything else, but I've got 4 days to get everything ready. I'm going to be rocking my regular hiking boots instead of any moccasins or anything like that because of my knee. I've got to be a little bit more stable, unfortunately. Well, I am better. I'm a long ways away from being free of my cane. So I'm working on it. Not quite there yet. I got a bit. And I'm going to be taking it with me to the flea market and stuff like that. I am going to be not sleeping on the ground when I go camping next month for the flea market. I actually bought myself a cot for that purpose from the same Goodwill. Hanging on feathers onto it. No, I'm not. Nah. But thank you for the suggestion, Dan. I really appreciate it. A shepherd's crook would be pretty cool. But I'm just going to be using one of the hiking poles that Dan got me. I'll be taking both of them with me, but I'll be taking that one of them with me because I'm only there for the day, and I get in for free. And there's a costume contest that I want to participate in, which I think I would have fun with. So I've entered contests before. I've got video if anybody wants to see it. I'm actually on Tubi TV, surprisingly, of all places. Yeah. So there's that. I portrayed Green Arrow back in the day. That's what the picture is coming from that I showed off earlier. I don't think Jenny's going to be dressing up, but I have a love of dressing up just because I'm weird like that. And I haven't been to a fair in ages, especially with my injury and everything. So I've got to create myself the best possible option of the hood guy. No, I'm not going to be Robin Hood, though there was a guy that I know who's a friend of mine who had the physical presentation of Robin Hood. He was like 6'5", 6'4", broad-shouldered, long hair, had the perfect goatee mustache combo, looked the part, couldn't hit the broadside of a barn from the inside with a bow. He could shoot, but not as good as me. His boy could shoot better than him, but his boy worked for me. So I don't wear tights. I do have pants that I will be wearing that are really, really nice. They're made of canvas. So they'll be a little bit warmer. So it's going to be about 70 degrees on Saturday. So it's going to be a little on the warmer side. So I should be fairly comfortable. You know what I mean? Because I'll have this shirt underneath my long tunic. I'll have my over tunic, my pants, and my boots, and my belt. And I do have the belt I could show you here. It's actually pretty cool. I think it's way cool. Give me a second here. It's underneath my arrows. This is the belt I'll be wearing. And this is the buckle. I love the buckle. Very rustic looking. Yes, I do have a bracer. It's in my backpack. It's a full-on bracelet, which I'll have on this arm here. It goes from here to here, all green. I have a brown shooting glove, so I'll be wearing it on my left hand because I'm left-handed. I do have an arrowhead necklace, which I have on me, so that's always on me. So I'll be fairly accurate as best I can be. My boots are going to be the only thing, outfit-wise, I don't think it's going to be, because I got to wear these because for my feet to keep myself steady, because I don't want to risk turning my knee or whatever, which is why I would have access to a cane substitute at the very least, or I wouldn't have to worry about tripping over anything or whatever. But I will at least look the part, and I'll be happy about that. But like I said, the cane that will only come out as needed. If I can sit down and just find a location to sit down and everything else, I should be fine. My arrows will be tied. My bow will be unstrung because that's one of the rules. I'll introduce myself to the king and queen, who are friends of mine. I will do my best to kneel. And if they ask, what took me so long ago, I took an arrow to the knee. Old joke, I know, but I'll use that as an excuse why I can't kneel. But I'll do my best to bow and offer my services as an archer once again, because the skills are still there, dudes and dudettes, and I still shoot really extremely well. Ha ha ha. Thank you, CR. I love you, brother. Puns and all. As long as you're not Rapunzel there, CR. You got 1 minute, brother. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out. Oh, I know. Every legend has a kernel of truth. I do know that. But in SCA circles, as well, for those people who know what that is, I'll explain if anybody asks, or Ren Fair circles, ceremony is very well put upon because people sometimes they need those ceremonies to feel accepted, be a part of something different, be a part of something. And this will be the first year I won't be able to kneel properly like I ever want. want to. Be well, brother. Thank you for coming. Yeah, so I will do my best to present myself, my services once again, and go from there. Now, it has been over 2 hours, folks. If anybody wants to come up and help me, talk about anything, I guess it's all now open chat. Please feel free to discuss whatever you like to discuss. Like I said, the link is at the top of the chat here. I think I should close out my little deal here. No more question and answers. I can't. Ian's not going. Ian's staying home. He's not wanting to go. So it's just going to be Jenny and myself. She is my maid Marian. She is my better half. She is, the loveliest person I know. But I don't think she's going to dress up. If she does, I'd love it. I think she looks amazing in it. And I also think it's just a lot of fun, to dress up. Yeah, yes, I know. I'm almost 60 years old, and I still love playing dress up. I love being a part of the SCA. I love being a part of the Ren Fairs, all that stuff. I want to open up my archery range again and teach people how to shoot and all that other fun stuff, which is something I've always loved doing. I did it for almost 20 years, and it's in my blood. You're going to have to come up here and tell her yourself there, Dan. She can't hear you. She's not even in the room. She's in the bedroom. She hadn't even come in here to say hi or anything. You saw Ian briefly, but that's all. Just for you, Dan, I am drinking something orange. I can't handle soda right now. But I hope that you guys like the outfit. I'll try to get pictures and some video. And you guys, I'm not sure if I can go live from the event, but I will do my best if I can remember to do so, depending on signal, obviously. I will try to bring my GoPro if I can, but if I can't, I'll just use my cell phone. It'll be a lot easier and go from there. I'll try to get a little bit of pictures of the joust because I'm not a jousting fan. Some of the vendors, some of the acts, the king and queen, obviously. So if anybody has any ideas of things that they would like me to try to provide video about, I would like, try to provide that content if you guys are interested. But put a 1 if you're interested in me doing something about that. 2, don't freaking care. 3, just like, I'm good either way. I would love to hear from you guys. You guys tell me. Okay. Thank you, Daniel. Really appreciate it. Yes, there's going to be a blacksmith on site. His name is Uncle Stinky. He's a friend of mine. His name is Andy. Really good craftsman. He's actually made one of my archery stands from one of my archery targets. And a couple other things. He's a really good craftsman. I will post here. Let me get a link to the actual thing here. Let me see. I'm trying to find it. Okay. Okay, this is from the Ames Renaissance Festival. They have a lot of different. There's the vendors. They have, oh my gosh, ton of different vendors and acts and stuff. They have like 50 different booths and vendors, and what both food, uh, stages, you name it. So that's just some of the deals. I've never been to this one before. It's the first one for me. There's a couple of reenactment groups. There's Montana Mike's is going to be there for those people who know. The Warwick encampment is. I used to belong to that group, so it's been a while, but I've got a lot of friends in that group. There's a band of Lions, the Iron Lions. They are a live steel group. So is Warwick. I don't see it. I don't know if there's a joust or not, but I will find out down the line. But I get in for free because I'm a veteran, so that's cool. I got to show that off. But a lot of different things going on. Hey, Scott, how you doing? I tried to call you like 3 or 4 times. I don't think you called me, did you? Nope. Oh, yes, I did. Sorry about that. I was already on my live. Just to let you know, Scott, I need your contact information for PayPal so I can send you the money for the other item that I'm looking at. Hey, King, how you doing? Okay, this is for the Renaissance Festival that I'll be going to this weekend, and I'll be dressing up for. So there's that. If you guys want to come up, the link is in the chat. I can put it back in here for you guys can follow it if you want to. Come on up. That way I can talk to you better. I've got some archery gear that I want to show off. I've got a backpacking sleeping pad that I got as well, which I want to talk about. We've got a Renaissance Festival coming up this Saturday. I've got a lot of good things coming up. It's called the Ames Renaissance Festival. There's a lot of Renaissance festivals going on in Iowa. There might be one over in the Quad Cities area, which is the Davenport area. But I have to take a look and do some research. You have the Ames Renaissance Festival in Ames, which is coming up this weekend. There's the Fairfield Renaissance Festival, which is coming up on the April 26th. There's the Iowa Renaissance Festival, which is coming up at the end of May and 1st of June. There's a Traveling Renaissance Village in Greenfield, Iowa, which I don't know anything about that one because I've never been. But yeah. They got Renaissance Festival over in Sleepy Hollow, which is in Des Moines. Yeah, we have a lot of different. The Greater Quad Cities Renaissance Festival is in September, but that's not till this fall. So, yeah, there's that. I just send me the your contact information for that, Scott, so I can send it to you. If you send it to me on Facebook or something like that, I'd greatly appreciate it. That way I can just shoot it over to you. Then I'll get you I'll let them know that you're going to be on your way, and then you could meet up with them once you got the money, and we'll find out the location. Okay. So, of the stuff that I have going on, I do have the my $100 bug out bag challenge coming up, which is in beginning of May, with a 2-day event, 2 days, $100 to build a bug out bag, which I'm going to be giving away to one of you guys out there. Excuse me, sneeze that didn't want to happen. I do have another $100 overnight camping challenge from Temu, which I'm going to be doing soon. But that gear is going to be given to my nephews for them to go camping in because they don't have any camping gear. So whatever I decide to get is going to go to them. So with the exception of the axe that I want to get. So a couple of things they're not getting, but they're getting the tent and the sleeping bag and the sleeping pad and the small stuff. Nope, it's not. I've still only got one item in so far, and that is the little mini survival kit thing. But I still haven't ordered the rest of it yet. I've got other things I have to take care of first. Plus my normal stuff. I may have to wait for my taxes to come in to get the rest of the Temu stuff. But I will let you know when it comes in, and I'll give you a full layout of what I picked up and show you proof of what I've got and how much I paid for it. And then I went to check out the park for where I'm planning on using it, but for some unknown reason, they have not unlocked the gate to that campsite, even though it was supposed to open on the 1st. So I'm waiting for that part to open up so I can go check it out where I want to go set up at. Okay, I'll let you know when I'm planning on doing mine. I'm going to be doing mine from a Saturday, Sunday, which I know that is a day after yours. So you might want to do yours like a Friday, Saturday or something like that, your time, depending on how it goes. Depending on what day it is there right now. I don't know what time it is, what day it is there, Rob. So you're going to have to let me know. I know that it's a day after in Australia. I just don't know what it is in England. So correct me. Let me know what that is. I haven't been in England in over 20, almost 30 years. Okay. We're still on the same day. Okay. You're a day after me. Okay. This is Tuesday. I'm on Tuesday. So if you do yours from your perspective, a Friday, Saturday, and I do mine from a Saturday, Sunday, should coincide pretty close. And it's 9:14 p.m. here. Okay. Good to know. We should be fairly close. I'll let you know when I'm doing it. But I try to coincide with you, or if I can do mine from Friday to Saturday, while you do yours from Saturday, Sunday, might work. As long as you're not working, obviously. I don't know if I can get signal out there for me doing video and stuff, but I will try my best to do that so I can actually get some. You guys go figure out, see what I can do. Because I mean, I can go fishing out there if I want to and stuff like that. There is a lake there if I need to get food. But I am bringing my food with me because one of the things about the challenge is food is not a part of the challenge, folks. This is not a catch and cook. This is just, I'm camping, folks, just because if I can build a campsite or, you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, for $100, it's what it is. I'm going to have a tent, sleeping bag, sleeping pad. I'm throwing on a tarp just for extra safety purposes because I'm not going to waterproof any of this. I'm going to have a way to cook, have a fire. I'm going to have a cooking setup. I'm going to have, like a pot, stuff like that for hot water. I'm going to have some way to process wood. That's what I'm going to have. So trying to get all that for under $100. And that's about it. If you can, that's awesome. I mean, I know there's places you guys can stealth camp there. I've seen quite a few videos of people who do off of one of the tracks near the canals and stuff. But just be careful. There are going to be crazies down there. Unless you're one of the crazies, then you could be, just remember to be more crazy than them. But one of the items I've got, give me a second here. I'm trying not to spill my broadheads because that would be definitely sucky in my book. Is all in this box right here, which I showed off earlier. This cost me about $7. It does need a seal, and you guys had given me some really good advice for that. And it does come with a Mylar blanket, a wire saw, a really cheesy survival band, that kind of thing. Maybe I gotta put it upside down or something. I don't know. Let me try that. Nope, I can never get that in there. What if I took that out? Well, that does not want to go. Why is that? Why does that not want to go? Oh, that's why. Folks, I just realized why this thing does not want to go together. They glued this in. This is a little long, so I would have to grind that down. I think I got something for that. Give me a second. I was wondering why I couldn't lock this thing in. It was not what I thought it was. I think they, when they put this thing together, they didn't push it all the way in, or they used this one's just a little bit too long. That's why it won't do. But this thing does spark. It's not well with that particular striker. Might work. See, it does spark. So it's just that this is a little long. If you want to watch me sand my rod, you can go right ahead. But if you look at right here in this little section here, the ferrule rod is hitting the back of the deal. And it is about that much too long. So I would have to take about a good 1/8 of an inch off. I've got a grinding wheel I can run to sand it down a bit. Then it would be perfectly functional. It would work. Yeah, it comes with a little knife and a flashlight, which I'm most impressed with the flashlight that comes with this. But oh crap, I can't even stand up. Give me a second. It's one of the issues with my knee. Give me a second. Yeah, the flashlight that came with it, I had it outside the box. I was using it, but it's really bright. For just using a AA battery, I was impressed with it. I paid $7 for this entire thing. The box, the knife, fairly decent. Not great. I'm not a big fan of serrations, but it's there. It's sharp. It's got its good points and it's got its bad points. Here's one of the bad points. But it's got a 2-chambered whistle, which is really nice. That works really well. But that kind of thing. So if anybody has any questions about this, I got this off of Temu for $7. I mean, for what I paid for it with shipping, it was next to nothing. One second here. Hey, Ian? Found out something. Check this out. Put it together. You know why?
Why?
Okay, put it together. No, that has nothing to do with it. Put it together. Now stop. Look inside. From the side. No. Look at the ferro rod. Look at the ferro rod.
Oh.
And look inside it. It's touching the back. It's about the part that you see as far as
it's too big.
It's too long. It's like
you're gonna have to saw that off.
That's why it looks like it does. But that is what this is how far it is. It's like an eighth of an inch. It's an eighth of an inch too long.
That's a factory defect.
No, I think they may have not inserted it all the way when they put it together. Rob on the road says hi. Ian? He's gone. I'll let him know that you and Dan said hi, Rob. But at least I know what's wrong with that one. Now, this one did come with a halfway decent ferro rod. I mean, is it a good one? No. I like the striker. I mean, the striker is decent. Not sure about why it needs, centimeters on here or a bottle opener, but it is what it is. It just needs the freaking the tape taken off of this thing. Or I could do stuff with it. But the striker sucks, I guess. But there is that. Oh, yeah, definitely a factory defect there, Cooter. Now, I haven't tried to see if the ferro rod works with the knife or whatever, because, like I said, I'm not a big fan of serrations, but so it does work, just not my. So this does work fairly well. So I've got fire. I do have a cutting tool of a sort. I got a Mylar blanket, which I have no tend to use that because I don't like these things. But the whistle's decent. Flashlight's amazing. Because I like the fact that you can zoom it in, zoom it out. And it's got 3 modes. It's got high, low, and flash. So for a AA battery, not bad. I'm sorry, Dan. Now, this is not the blade I would carry. Just saying. Give me a second here. This is my blade I carry. See, no serrations. This is a Tac Force blade, D2 steel, made in USA. Medic blade, so it's got everything I need. It's even orange, which you should like, Dan. Well, there you go. Save yourself some money there, Rob. Sorry, Daniel. Sorry, Dan. But as you guys know, this stuff is mostly, really cheap. I mean, if I'm not planning on using this at all, but it'll be in there. The case is worth it. I just got to get a seal for this. It's got a little place for a seal. And I think it was Rob on the Road that suggested silicone. Making a silicone seal for it. Because I really like the case. I mean, I can't lock it, unfortunately. If these were on opposite sides, I could probably lock it. But it would be more waterproof than your standard things. So it's not super hard plastic, but it is hard. It's harder plastic. For my Tac Force, give me a second. Let me see here. Sorry, my correction. It is made in China. Please forgive me, but it's U.S. design. That's all I know. It's a Tac Force. I'm not sure how well this is going to come through, so bear with me, folks. This is tactical TF 995 stainless steel. I'm not a fan of the color. But I paid $5 for this at the flea market last year. Same one I'm going to at the next month. I'm okay with that. I'm a medic, so the Caduceus is fine for me. And I'll be carrying this with me no matter where I go. I carry it every day. Yep, it is. Now, as everybody here probably knows, 2 is 1, 1 is none. I do have a secondary one. May not look like it. This is a Sheffield. I broke the tip off. And then you can see that it is a Sheffield. But this thing here, I can shape with this. This is my everyday utility knife. Now, it's not the only utility knife. I mean, I do have a box cutter I do carry, but that's over there. But this is my everyday thing. I'm not a big fan of the little thumb things because I'm left-handed. That's my biggest pet peeve, folks. Being a left-hander, finding left-handed knives, not fun. But I did my best to reprofile it with a file blade, but it's what I got, and I'm okay with that. So that's my beater blade. It was a gift from my nephew. I'm not going to really knock that one. Oh, crap. I forgot to put this back in here. But this is just a simple emergency blanket. This one's like 137 meters by 210. Mylar blanket. Or I should say Mylar esque blanket. It's a metallic coated plastic sheet is all I consider it to be. Will I ever use that? Probably not. But it'd be good for blocking out rain. It would be good for blocking out wind in a pinch. But I'm not going on full on bushcraft for this Temu challenge because I don't need to. If I can find a proper sleeping tent and sleeping bag and sleep system and all the other stuff I need for this challenge, I am okay with that. Pretty much, because it doesn't breathe well, especially the sleeping bags. I've got one. My wife's got one. I got one in my wife's bag. Because you sweat in them and you don't breathe, and you just get yourself wet. And if it's in a cold situation, you're not reflecting heat, you're just reflecting your sweat back onto you, and you end up freezing to death. So your best bet is wool. Real wool will keep you warmer, decent base layers, avoid cotton. You know what I mean? So it's going to be in the kit. Doesn't mean I'm going to do anything with it. I mean, I might use the ferro rod. I definitely might use the knife. The flashlight, definitely. Unfortunately, I mean, like my Olight, which I have around my neck, the flashlight, I can't do what I can with my flashlight when I prefer. It's only got one way of clipping, unfortunately. I mean, I could just, if I'm going to blind myself, I can do it that way. But it needs a secondary clip on the side coming from the other direction. Because this one did come with a pen, a tactical pen of some kind, with a window breaker. But I don't know what to do with that either. But it's just a basic little tactical pen with a lot of fluid in it. I haven't even tested it, see if it actually writes or anything like that. Let's see. Yeah, it actually writes fairly good, but totally useless item, but it is what it is. No, it's riveted in. Now, like I said, I do have a flashlight I prefer to use, and it is an Olight. This is the Olight. Give me a second here, folks. Sorry about that. See, as you can see, it's an Olight, and it's IT3 EO8 one. It's only got high and low. but it uses a AAA battery, but it's got a thing where I can just hook it on my bill of my hat and use it that way. Or I could put it on my shirt pocket and have it there. But I like carrying it on my necklace like that. That way it's out of the way. And if I need to, I just bring it out, turn it on there, it'll shine on my feet. I can see where I'm going. But that's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to be going for a few more minutes and then I'm done. My knee is really, really sore right at this point in time. I've been going for over 2 hours and 30 minutes at this time. You guys tell me what you want me to discuss. Anything else here? Please feel free. Let me know. I'm going to get some information from Scott and mail him, send him some money for an item that I want picked up, and go from there. Any questions, suggestions, ideas, things at the fair you guys want me to show you? Because I'll be doing that this weekend. I'll talk more about it on Thursday. So you guys tell me what you guys want to see. I'll find my way to get to it if I can. Maybe I'll interview Stinky, see what he has to say about what he does. I think that'd be kind of cool too. And I'll try to do a video about that. So I really, really get some sleep. I need to get my legs straightened up and walk around a bit. So thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, please leave a question down below. I'll try to answer them as soon as I am able. If you have any questions about the bows I talked about, I will help you with that. Any archery questions in general, I will definitely help you with that. Be well, be safe. I love you guys all, one and all. Okay, I will consider that, Rob. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but we'll discuss it. Love you guys all. I'm out of here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Night, gentlemen. Night, ladies.